Hi, this is Nayara with Trailblaze, and I wanted to share my thoughts on the new Republican majority because they have now the Senate, the House, and the presidency, and so many nominees that are being mentioned and floating around to run government, and it's under Republican control. And here's the thing that's very, very important to remember for the next 2 years until there's another midterm election, which is that campaigning, however hard it is in winning, you can say a whole bunch of stuff, but you don't really have to deliver on it until you get into office and you have to govern. Governing is really, really hard to do, right? The idea of creating a division for efficiency, but then giving it to two people with really dramatic personalities who don't necessarily know how to work well with others is not a guarantee that that efficiency is going to work. All of these big revolutionary ideas that Trump and MAGA have about changing the administrative state and changing the federal government, okay, you now have the governing power to do those things. It is still a system of checks and balances, but this is yours. Tell us what you want to do. Show us how you actually deliver on these promises that you made to a whole bunch of Americans. Now, the promise of deportation and mass deportation seems to be something that is much discussed, underway, and it's going to come as a big surprise to a lot of people when suddenly, some brown people disappear from their communities, including some people in their own families. So again, this is what more than a majority of voters and a majority of the Electoral College wanted. So welcome to governing. Welcome to not being able to blame Democrats for any obstruction. Welcome to this space where somebody who is an accused child sex trafficker now may run the Department of Justice. So I have a cynical take on that, which is that Matt Gaetz, deep loyalist to Trump, hangs out in Mar-a-Lago, is getting his reward. He's also getting rescued from the fact that if he had not resigned from Congress to accept this nomination, he was going to have an ethics committee deliver all of this information. And just, it would be another congressional sex scandal, which is not what he wants. But this idea that Trump is anti-establishment and wants to change everything, it's kind of funny, right? Because the most DC thing is a congressman with a sex scandal trying to avoid accountability. That said, even many Republicans don't think that Gaetz will make it through a confirmation hearing. But again, the Republican Party, Trump, has the power to do this. So I would not be surprised if after all the hand-wringing about, this attorney general is supposed to be somebody who's watching out for rule of law and the people, Trump has told you what he wants. I actually do think, despite what many Republican colleagues are saying about how this will be the sacrificial lamb and others won't be, they'll find a way to put somebody in who's a little bit more aware of how the system works. I would not be surprised if Matt Gaetz is part of Trump playing hardball with his own party and saying, you're going to give me what I want. So we will stick around. We will keep tracking what the implications are for our system. We'll do it together. But that is my take on the party in power. Have at it. Let's see what you're going to do.